think he's got a great story, Horatio Algiers type story, you know, rags to riches. And the question is going to be how much money has he raised? And it's a very crowded field. So ultimately, that's a very important part of the equation. How much money does he have in his coffers? And currently, I don't know the answer to that question.
No, but we'll find out pretty soon about that. Jose.
I think the kind of experiences that he mentioned that he's gone through are very helpful for dealing with a district that has so much disparity, income and socially and politically. You have so many different populations there, from Mexicans to Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, and African Americans, and of course even white Americans who are also living in that district now who have bought property. So you have an opportunity there for someone like him to be able to bridge, you know, some of the differences that exist between those people. Let's see what he can do. What he said there in that little interview was certainly very persuasive and something that could be very helpful in him making those connections with people out there. We'll see if he can do it.
Well, he, at the same time, is really a newcomer to the scene, and you might even say he was shopping around for a place to run for Congress. He says a congressional district race doesn't open up that often. It's
right.
kind of at least that's the way it sounded to me.
Right, it's a vacancy.
This is a vacancy. Let me move there. Does he risk the possibility, that even the prospect of being seen as a carpetbagger?
I don't.
The way perhaps his uncle, Harold Ford, or is it his cousin, Harold Ford,
exactly.
was seen?
I don't necessarily think so. Okay. I think that none of the candidates in this race are going to admit to wanting to run because of the ethical problems that Congressman Rangel's facing. Most politicians take the high road and say, well, I'm running because it's about change, it's about new leadership. Nobody openly admits that they see any sense of vulnerability in Congressman Rangel currently because of all the problems he's facing and because of the anti-incumbent feel that we have throughout the country. Nobody will openly admit to that, but I suspect that has a lot to do with Vince Morgan's ambition, Adam Clayton Powell's ambition, Joyce Johnson's ambition, Jonathan Tassini's ambition, and on and on.
Those are all the other candidates that are running.
And Michael Faulkner.
And Michael Faulkner on the Republican,
yes. If Congressman Rangel were currently still the chair of the Ways and Means, and he hadn't faced all these problems as far as the rent control apartments, the villain, the DR, the issues with his tax, I don't think that any of these candidates would rose to the surface. I highly doubt that they would have decided to run against Congressman Rangel.
Well, he would, Jose, he would seem to have, though, a problem that maybe could be cured by money, but of recognition. He's certainly not steeped in that Harlem political game. He's an outsider to that. He's not well known. How does that affect it?
Well, there's been like Roberto said earlier, there are plenty of examples throughout the country of newcomers bursting into the scene and grabbing the attention of the media and the public. We saw it in Massachusetts with the election of that senator. We see it all over the country. So he has that potential, and he has a lot of hurdles to get past. One of them is, of course, money. But beyond that, you know, simply making the connection with a district that's very diverse. Rangel has been very effective over the years of bouncing back from a lot of headaches and a lot of problems, and he's capable of bouncing back again. And so we'll see how this race plays out, but certainly he presents a very formidable, you know, opponent at this point.